The Double or Nothing-a-thon continues quickly after Tempo just played Vatira. We rolled a random Rebmob. We decided to go double. If he wins again, he could cash out 125, or he could elect to go double or nothing for a random opponent at 250. This is Tempo's run in the Donathon. Let's get to the best of 5. Chat, here we go. It's Tempo versus Rebmob. Rebmob has been given lots of opportunities here, which makes sense because the way we designed it, some of the lower tier players have gotten more chances to try and take down people's runs. Rebmob finds himself rated 50 in the world in 1v1. Tempo, I think, is somewhere in the top 10. He's been grinding well, and certainly his best proof that he's been doing well is his most recent match that he just finished moments ago against Vatira. Was able to take Vatira down, end his second run through the Donathon, and is now looking for some cash of his own. Did not want to cash out at 62. Maybe 125 will be different for him, or maybe he's trying to go the distance. I am down, I think, with every next match or every next run we have, once there's a new run, I think I'm down to change, adjust odds a little bit. Either adjust odds or do what some chatter said, like bring the C tier line down a little bit and see if we can't get some runs going. I guess they're going to be even tougher opponents. I don't know what we're going to do. I think it's still decently designed right now. Watch, the mob's just going to win. the mob's just going to win and prove that really the system works just fine. But for now, Tempo is still the favorite. Even with the mob scoring the first 2 goals, he's going to get faked. And he's going to get his first on the board. Rebmob at the start of all of this, when we were doing the tier list, to try and find out where the current 1v1ers are at, how much % chance they should have to win. Tempo had a great wall dash demo here to equalize. Rebmob had promised us that he deserved a high tier, and I think that he had held that promise pretty well, especially in his match against Drally. But he ran into a couple juggernauts in Vatira and Juicy pre the Coupe de France. They were ready to go. They were absolutely dominating everybody they were playing against. And unfortunately, I think a common opponent for both of them was Rebmob. Can he change the scripts? Can he get a win against Tempo here today? This match is really 2 of my favorite players. I don't know who I want to win. Type 1 in chat if you want Tempo to win. Type 2 in chat if you want the mob. Tempo. Wow. See, now if he did that against Vatira, Bryce Weigel, they were the 7 months prime. If he had done this ground pinch with a defender back, I think he maybe still scores because it's just so fast. 134. Fastest one he's done ever, he thinks. I mean, that was a good one. That's exactly what I was talking about in the last game, if you weren't watching it. First off, if you're watching on the YouTube, how come you don't watch every single video I release? And if you're watching on the live, why were you not here earlier? But either way, I was talking about that in Vatira's series. Tempo sniffing the rear end of the mob without making contact means no demo. And the mob is going to be able to get something going here. Lean back resets. Tempo gets a save, forces the mob back. Can he go the distance? He is going to need something special to finish this off, and that's actually not bad. Is this scoreable? He entertained it for a second and then thought better of it. That backflip would have just resulted in a guaranteed gold for Tempo. Nice wall dash demo. The mob's got space and time, and he loves a good air dribble. This time to the ceiling for the reset. Tempo waiting with a full ticket boost. That almost wasn't the worst thing ever if he could just get a bump. But instead, it is in fact the worst thing ever. Maybe not ever, but he wanted a pogo shot. Didn't get it. No way. You used to watch only on YouTube. Then you decided to watch because of the emotes, marbles, and Feer. To be fair, I think a lot of YouTube converts, I mean, that's how we got the stream going in the first place, was kind of YouTube converts over to the stream. I don't know which direction is more of right now. Probably still more YouTube to the Twitch. I don't know how many people discover the stream. I don't know. Maybe it's 50-50. Tempo. Maybe it looks like he was playing a close game with Rebmob for a bit, but he is going to rack up a few goals here straight. I believe maybe 5? Was it 2-1 in favor of Rebmob? It might even have been 6. I think the mob might have scored the first 2 goals. It might be 7 straight for Tempo since going down. Since mentioning that Rebmob could get an upset. Rebmob resets, thought about the pogo, half committed to it all. And Tempo will get a pogo of his own. He says, this is how it's done. I think he even front flipped into this pogo. We have to watch it again from Tempo POV. Am I crazy or did he? Oh, no, he empty jumped. He didn't front flip. Empty jump to hit the pogo. Rebmob's down to go next. Game number 1 is going to go to Tempo. 8-2. 8 straight goals to force the forfeit. Because it slows it down, not at the same pace too. I think it starts to slow it down, it slows it down more and more. It's not like a steady slow-mo. Sometimes it's harder to read in slow-mo than in the full speed version. Tempo's on a run. The mob needs to get something going, and he will score first again as he's quicker to this ball. A little feathering for fun as he lands back down. Delay kickoff. Oh, a missed wave dash means maybe no goal. Definitely no goal. In fact, he's in a worse spot now. He's probably going to get scored on. Ooh, Tempo miss. That's going to give him a chance. Tempo lobbing this one to his own back wall. Rebmob wanted to squeeze it in. Couldn't quite do so. He's got an open net. At least he's looking at one. And yeah, he got Tempo dangerously rotating back. Tempo's very worried about not being in net, so he chains some dashes together and overshoots it. Feer, I think you're just old. No, surely not. The mob off the ceiling with the reset. Oh, he finished it off. He front flipped through and actually got it. Dude, the mob is just content. He hasn't been able to win a series, but every time he's playing, he's hitting something crazy. Tempo saved that. Put it on the crossbar, and the Rebmob followed it right back up. Rebmob. What is he doing here? He does have a reset. Pogo never really stood a chance. Staring down at Tempo to try and decide what he can do. Little bump. He's going to get bumped right back, or actually Tempo just tried to rotate back. Pre-flip, demo does not connect. Tempo's in a tough spot, though. This needs to be a conversion for Rebmob. These are the kind of ones that absolutely have to be scored, and Rebmob is going for clips, but it does keep Tempo in net and on low boost. He has a chance to go pick up a few more pads. That ball rolled away from Rebmob. Decent enough 50 to at least not get scored on immediately and give himself a chance, but he will lose possession. Tempo! Reset shot goes high. Rebmob gets a save. He is holding reverse cam, I think, to see if Tempo is going to go bump him. It's a common play to come off the back wall and try and get a bump. But he saw Tempo was not doing that and then still did not get a great 50. Tempo on only 21 boosts uses so many different dashes here in order to play around the corner and get his first goal. Now the question is he going to get 8 straight like he did last time and force a forfeit? No! We get the answer to that very quickly. Rebmob doesn't go to the kickoff, fakes it, and puts himself in a great position to handle Tempo's chip at the side wall. Rebmob resets. Pogo, this one finally connects like he would have liked, which means he will have a chance to defend after it. TempoH's just launching a flick, maybe hoping for a bump or demo. Rebmob did well to stay high enough, and I thought he was even going to get a cleaner beat than that, but he actually might be in trouble. Tempo got a 50, puts a shot on target. Don't blame Rebmob for that challenge. It looked like he was going to get there first and maybe get something meaningful to send it out of play. Credit to Tempo for his adjustments. Send it straight up in the air and keep it around. Rebmob's going to need so much more power on that setup musty to try and get past Tempo. 50 almost resulted in a demo in the back corner. Rebmob, very greedy turn. That was a you're going to fake that turn towards the ball. And Tempo did not fake it. So he found himself slightly out of position. Rebmob, power slide, catch, goal line save. And now up to the skies. Resets. 50'd by Tempo. Rebmob will pick up the midfield. Tempo up. Rebmob dropping this one into the corner. No scoring here for about a minute or so. Tempo looks like he's in the better position, but it's been mostly traded back and forth. Pop-up, first touch reset from Tempo. Catch, brings it on target, and it's awkward. Sometimes just putting it directly behind a defender is the right play. It may not seem like it, but Rebmob cannot get any meaningful clear when it's put right on his back wheel like that. He just ends up giving it back to Tempo. Rebmob forcing a jump at a Tempo means there's going to be space and time for him now, but he will have a 100 boost defender to play against. Reset is a bit late, and the adjustment is able to be stopped by Tempo. Rebmob almost putting himself out of position. He's going to dive again. Wanted the wave dash landing, and if he had gotten it, maybe could have scored there. Zero boost. Oh, we got a bump. That's going to be a goal. It was a bit all in. I was actually worried for Rebmob being so aggressive on zero boost in Tempo's corner, but Tempo, who was trying to dodge the initial demo, jumped up to the back wall, and the landing is very slow and makes him a target for another bump. That's when Rebmob connects. Bump on the kickoff. Trying to win one straight towards the net. Won't be able to. He's sticking around the ball. I like this from Rebmob. By sticking around the ball, he's forcing Tempo to stick around as well and stay on low boost. And now he's got himself a strong possession. He needs to get back. He just gave a free goal. 30 seconds to hold on to this lead. Diagonal kickoff. Rebmob is looking at an open net, but not one he's going to be able to finish. Zap dash in order to 50 again, and it results in a pinch high up. Rebmob just got a reset off the top of Tempo's car, but he's playing on 9 boost. Tempo from the ceiling will score. Tempo brings it back. Does not let Mr. Content himself get an easy game. Somehow, some way, Rebmob insists on cinema. And we will have a cinema game number 2. Rebmob, boost steal. We'll just switch up and grab another one as well. Is Tempo going to try something on 0 seconds? He lobs the ball away. If Rebmob can get a really clean catch, that's the opposite of that. That one should hit ground, right? No, Tempo, yeah, now will. Overtime in game number 2. Wave dash kickoff for the Mob, who is staying aggressive despite not being able to get to the ball. And it might pay off. He wanted to get a little touch there, couldn't get it, so he backs off. Pre-jumping Tempo, great challenge. Open net, is that strong enough? Yes, it is! Rebmob takes a game after getting 8 goals scored on him straight in game number 1. He says, I've taken stronger punches before, and hits back with game number 2. Tempo into a new Fennec. His first loss today. This is the decal that is all the fad right now. Is it purchasable? Because if you don't have it, you will be in the out crowd. And the cool kids will not hang out at your table. Rebmob's going to score first off of TempoH's failed pogo. In the free rocket pass? Oh, great news. Everyone should have it then. Chat, what table did you guys sit at in high school? Or what do you currently sit at? I told myself I was at like the tier 2 table, you know? Wasn't it S tier? Because please. Ooh, Tempo just forced an own goal with a little bump. But I'd say I was A tier. You sat outside, sports table. Ooh, sports table might be S tier. A lot of the S tier, you know, popularity people are at the sports table. Rebmob. Pogo shot. Oh my goodness, Tempo! These flicks, he can pinch him on the ground. He can flick him in the air. Whatever you want. 101 km/h from the midfield. Oh my goodness. You cannot blame Rebmob for not being ready for that. Honestly, yeah, that flicks are something else. Can we get a stop type in the chat? Rebmob loves a good type. He will always find a way to get a sentence in every game he plays. Tempo up 3-1 is very nice though. So you can do a keep type. If you want, say keep type. Rebmob passes it around. To the skies is the mob. He wants to go backboard double. Tempo bumped him off it and has a boost advantage now, so it's a goal. Not a bad idea for Rebmob to go over the top of the challenge. Tempo just had the counter. Tempo takeaway, and we're back into the sequence we were in game number 1 where it felt like everything was Tempo's. Lean back reset. Flick is so strong. He is at a complete standstill when it comes to lateral movements. He is just floating in the air, but finds 62 km/h of speed. I guess Mob maybe helped it out and made it go a little bit faster over the goal line, but still. Couple wall dashes from Tempo. Rebmob plays keep away. He noticed Tempo was going to the ceiling. And I think that was a much needed goal. It seems much more likely now for Rebmob. You get one kickoff in your favor. Convert it. Next thing you know, this one's not out of hand like it seemed like it was going to be. And this might be said kickoff goal. Back within 2. I'm pretty sure I changed the title. I'll hit the done button in case I didn't hit it last time. It should say Tempo versus Rebmob. You might need to refresh if it doesn't say that on your screen. Fake kickoff. Tempo. Rebmob seems to be swinging wide for either a chance to bump. This time he popped the ball. He has jumped again. It's hard to get a catch that is going to be meaningful here, but he's done a good job of staying alive so far. And Tempo, understandably, is doing his best to keep him forced in net on 0. Mob's going to have a chance to pick up 100, but he's going to leave the net temporarily open. Can Tempo take advantage? He will! Rebmob cannot turn and actually force a strong 50 here because he's returning to the net late. He's shadowing and going side on the ball, and Tempo will muscle that through. Rebmob, a ultra aggressive demo attempt, doesn't work. He is looking to stay on the ball best he can. Tried to undercut Tempo. He's going to get the boost steal. So Mob's gonna need to get a good 50. Muscle and Tempo off. This time he will get the 100 and has to tip this to the ceiling in order to make sure Tempo doesn't demo him. Pogo shots results in the end of his possession. Type 1 if you chap the ball. Tempo. Oh my goodness, look at the delay on that flick. He flips early and cancels it slightly in order to get the perfect sweet spot. But that one was not in. Tempo gonna make it 7-3. It wasn't quite 8 straight, but it was something close to it. Tempo, chip into Rebmob. Rebmob, lean back, front flip. Look at this, creative shots. Rebmob threatening tons of options on the way to the nets, and Tempo falling for them. Was expecting that musty flick. Instead, he fell to the ground and used his flip for a dash. Delayed kickoff from Tempo. This is the kind of thing that needs to be happening in Rebmob's favor. He needs to be getting quick goals if he wants to entertain this game. I still have a great chance here. Landing dash will just cut the ball away. Tempo on the ball. Just waiting. Just doing nothing, and sometimes that's the right thing to do. Hanging out behind it. Letting Rebmob use up his boost. Eventually gets his opportunity. Rebmob wants a pinch. That one was not good enough. Probably needed to be straight into the net. Tempo really doesn't even need to bring this ball to him, but we tried to surprise him with that same diagonal backflip, round pinch flick. Ooh, nice shot, Tempo. Locked in this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rebmob not want to play the last 34 seconds, but he is going to try it. Needs 4 straight kickoffs. And this one is in his favor. So if he takes it to net quickly, it doesn't have to be a dream. Backflip, reset, and then now it's a dream. It's a dream. He says, yeah, next now as Tempo taps in a free one. Game number 3 to Tempo. Rebmob has a game. Can he extend the series even further? Maybe his new car will be the answer. Cheers for game number 4. Can we get a cheers in chat? As Rebmob needs all your cheersing energy. You know what it was last time? It was all the brick bob that you guys spammed during the Drowley series. Tempo on low boosts. I remember getting a YouTube comment asking, what is brick bob? Tempo, another wave dash into the ball, reset. This is an insane shot. He finishes it low after everything he did here. Just launching the ball into the ceiling, gets another reset off the catch, and uses that one to sideways wave dash to shoot underneath. Tempo, relentless off this kickoff. Another boost steal. Rebmob looking at an open net though, so he's not going to mind too much. Little turtle shot. Is there a world in which this was the best tech to actually hit this? I think it was just awkward enough to get the right touches. I mean, not like it matters. Server went down for maintenance. Happened 4 times in 2 hours. We did get that during our previous show matches. They're both typing like crazy. Rebmob has baited Tempo into playing his game. There's nothing he loves more than having a nice conversation during his show match. Next thing you know, you're playing a little bit more friendly. Nice tap from Tempo to try and make that scoreable, but Rebmob made it back, and he thought he had a good touch. Went flipping way past the ball. Can't even scrim now. Sad times. Chat, if you were about to hit a reset musty double on KC and scrims, but then you got server down for maintenance, type 1. Tempo able to dodge Rebmob's pressure. Tempo got bumped into a convenient spot. Rebmob is up, but there's no way he's going to be able to get to this first, and Tempo will punish. Let's look at it from Rebmob's POV. Yeah, he can't see much of anything. He's just trying to get there to live on a prayer, and it does not work. Rebmob dribble from the back corner. Resets is used to get a 50. Sees Tempo recovering late. Tempo going high. Great 50. Wave dash landing. Really strong shot there from Rebmob. High 1v1 IQ. Good reading of the defense. The kind of play that can make a chat believe. Rebmob staring down at Tempo to see if he's going to overplay his hand, and he does exactly that. Ready for him to get just a little bit too deep and leave the net open. Delayed kickoff from Tempo. What a snappy recovery from Rebmob. I thought that was going to be a free open net, but he's giving himself a chance. Problem is he jumped on this one with 18 boost, and I think he needed to not. It was off of the backboard. Or sorry, not the backboard, his crossbar. Give him a little bit more credit. But because he jumped, he used up the last bit of boost and position he did have. Tempo, did he leave the net open? Ooh, better play shot maybe, but definitely near post shot and not going to cut it. Rebmob not going to have time to steal the boosts. Will he go psycho? No, he's going to try and keep it in the corner, which Tempo knows. Goes and steals his 100. But Rebmob has been catching Tempo sleeping a couple times. 4-4 with a minute 44. Mr. Content himself winding up for another close game and a potential game 5. Tempo bops this one up high. Rebmob recognizes no reason to jump and get himself bumped when that net is completely safe. That ball headed up way too high. Flick to the backboard. Rebmob now going to roll it away. Full field dribble attempts from the mob. Tempo hanging out at the landing. Rebmob needed a good bump there. Now trying to undercut. Don't hate what he was trying after he had given over a clean possession. Needed something. If he had actually gone a little bit slower, it might have been better. He would have undercut Tempo and have been fine, but Rebmob now down. Power shot, top shelf. Oh my goodness. Just when you think he might be down, he gets himself a quick goal. And that disc of Super Mario Galaxy clearly is also helping him. Rebmob gonna make it 6-5. Kickoff possession in his favor. Muscles Tempo off. Picks up the midfield 100. Hooks it around him. Wave dash kickoff from Tempo and the mob, I believe. Rebmob not able to get back. 50s this one. Now has to try and survive and hold on to his 1-goal lead. Lobs this up. Does he believe he got enough time to grab boosts? Ooh, he needed a tip. He was trying to pre-flip through it and catch it with the tail end of his car to pop it in the air while retreating. Didn't connect though. So Tempo gets an open shot. 6-6. Tempo. Air dribble reset. Wave dash. Cuts it around Rebmob. Is this the end of a Rebmob chance? As always, he has put up a strong fight. He needs something here to let kickoff. And this is a wide open net. The OMG from Tempo. The yes from the mob. Will he find a way to type something in chat? No. He's staying locked in. Rebmob wave dash kickoff. Deciding not to grab the midfield 100, instead rushing back. He might have gotten Tempo to believe that he was going for the midfield 100 and kept him in the play when he otherwise wouldn't have. I don't know if it was always the strategy, but it was definitely a good decision to leave the midfield and instead rush back to the corner and beat Tempo to it. You hit me there. Wow, he's typing with 7 seconds left to go. Rebmob will never change. Straight to the keyboard warrior with the 1-goal lead. 0 seconds. Tempo has the ball in the air. Flick. Rebmob sends it to the corner, but Tempo should just be able to keep it up still. He's got himself a clean possession. He takes it to center field. Rebmob saves it. It should hit the ground by all means. By all means, it should have hit the ground, but it doesn't. Rebmob on 0 off the ceiling. Now he grounds it. Game number 4 is over, and Rebmob has forced another game 5. Game number 5. Rebmob sending one up to the backboard as Tempo flick intercepted by Rebmob to the corner. Rebmob picking up 100 and prepping on the back wall. Faked another challenge. Tempo didn't fall for it. 26-minute OT. And we just end. We just end stream, even though they're in the middle of the OT. Tempo will play it around, and he's bringing out the Sonic Rings as a way to try and finish out this series. Mirrored wave dash kickoff. Rebmob sends it high, forces the first save, and sends it right back at Tempo for the second, and will not be able to get the boost either. So that is a missed opportunity from Rebmob. Drops a what a save. And to be fair, great recovery from Tempo, but I think it was one of those situations where perfect execution from Rebmob results in no chance for Tempo. Did he just save his own shot? He might have. No. Okay, he's okay. He landed in front of the ball and slowed it down and gave Tempo a chance. Good from Tempo to immediately land and flip back to the play. There's a lot of people who would assume that's in and there's nothing they can do about it. But he did stand a chance because of that mistake. Rebmob lobs one towards the net. And now we'll air dribble top shelf, make it 2-1. Rebmob can lob this one away. Tempo will lob it right back. And it's just a boom back and forth game. Rebmob's going to lose this boom battle, though, as he is now on the back wall with very little boost. Probably not going to keep Tempo out forever. Delay kickoff. Tempo. Catch and flip towards the net. Rebmob. Save. Follow up. Tempo should be able to have this easy. The question is whether or not he's being able to get the boost. And the answer is no, as Rebmob is able to bump him and take it away. Pre-flip. That is so aggressive from Rebmob. When he falls that far away from the play, I expect him to just kind of retreat and head back. Tempo just missed the double there. I'm not sure if Rebmob would have had the right save if Tempo had read it correctly. Oh my goodness, Tempo almost got a save there. He drops the whoops. How did he feel about his chances? This one... Dude, did he know what he was doing, or was he just, you know, deciding he was scored on and flipping away? Because he almost put him in a spot on the other post where he maybe could have made a save. But he also probably could have done that much easier without flipping at all. Rebmob, demo. This is Rocket League from Tempo. And a 4-2 for the mob. A lead over halfway through. For the guy who maybe was going to have to just be fodder for other people's streaks. Or will he just cash out immediately? GG's! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it! The mob has forced a forfeit with another kickoff win. Tempo just swept Batira, and Rebmob will take him down in game 5 with half a game left to be played. Tempo has had enough. Only one straight for him. Rebmob with the best pogo we have ever seen. Look at him go! The mob believers are rewarded, as Rebmob will now be faced with a choice. Cash in is $62 or go double or nothing. CBA is I can't be asked. So Tempo was saying I can't be asked to finish out the series. All cash out here. I've had 2 hours. Okay, just to be clear, I want to make sure you understand the rules that everyone else has. You do not have to play today. Like Atto today played his one game and won again. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. You can cash out. You can have your 6250. And maybe I shouldn't have said this to you, but you don't have to play again. You're saying you want to sleep. You can sleep no matter what. Either way, it's okay to still cash out. If you want to cash out, listen, don't let me take the 6250 from you. No, you cannot spin and find out after. That is part of it. You have basically everyone on your list. Here's what I'll say. You do not have Drally because you played him already. You do not have Atto, and you do not have, oh sorry, no, you have Atto. Actually you don't have Atto because he's playing another series. You don't have Juicy, Moxie. Here, let me give you your wheel. I'll set up your wheel. Rebmob got to play against a lot of people. Here's your wheel. He's gonna cash out. All right. GG's. The mob takes a look at his wheel and he said he's had enough. Congratulations, the mob. 6250 for you, gamer. GG's, the mob.